What's going on, people? Welcome back to Brendan's Packer Talk and more. I am your host, Brendan Everett, and, let's get started. If you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the Packers' big win against Dallas, Aaron Jones, and how we can beat the 49ers. So, without further ado, I want to get into the Packers' beatdown on the Dallas Cowboys. We won the game 48-32. The 7th seed Packers walk into AT&T Stadium and take down the Dak Prescott-led Dallas Cowboys. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, I think it's very impressive what this team, especially this young team in the league, has done. They are the youngest team in the NFL right now, and they were also the youngest team in the playoffs since like 1977 or something. I think the Bills were like the youngest team in like 1977 to make the playoffs. By the way, I'm going on a tangent about nothing. I wanted to get into some of the key stats, starting with Jordan Love, a solid 272, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 157.2 rating. Heck, that's not even solid. That's perfect. That's great. So great stats from Jordan Love. Obviously, Romeo Doubs, 6 receptions, 151 yards, a TD. His longest was 46, 25.2 average. And here's Jonesy, the man, straight from El Paso, went into Dallas, took care of business, 21 attempts, 118 yards, 5.6 average, 3 TDs, and 1 reception. Wow. So, Jones is the man. I mean, that's crazy. So, I mean, Jonesy making it happen. So, Jones, I mean, literally, if you watch the mic'd up wild card, you can hear Jones say, "Let's do this. We're going to get this done. We're going to prove them all wrong." And, I mean, Jones did that in a big way. I mean, he came in big, man. He was running hard. In the beginning, it wasn't looking good. You know, he ran into his O-lineman. It looked like the recreation of the Mark Sanchez butt fumble for a second. But eventually, he got into high gear and started doing his thing. So, very exciting to see Jonesy put on a performance like that. I was super happy for him. He's one of my favorite players. I wish I had his jersey. I'm surprised I don't have his jersey, but got the Love jersey on, you know it. But yeah, so super exciting win. I'm very happy for this team. I mean, words, I can't even describe how happy I am for this team. I'm super impressed with the way we've played. We're bringing our A game. We're doing things. We're proving all the doubters wrong. You know, everybody was telling me Dallas is going to whoop you. Jordan Love ain't nothing. Jordan Love about to get sacked by Micah Parsons, this and that. Deron Bland's going to get a pick 6 off him. Well, the funny thing is, we turned to the defensive side of the ball for Green Bay. Darnell Savage with a pick 6 and Jaire with a pick as well, which almost was a pick 6 if he didn't get touched. So, how ironic is that? But anyways, so staying on Green Bay's defense, this is going to move us into the Packers' defensive strategy versus the 49ers. Now, before I get into that, again, I just want to say how impressed I am with this team. Matt LaFleur is making it happen. And give Joe Barry some props. I mean, heck, I was hating on him all season long. But he's proven me wrong a little bit, man. This defense is stepping up. They're starting to buy into the zone scheme defense led by Joe Barry. I mean, everything is clicking. And I've heard it was a very complex system, and he likes to mix things up, which sometimes puts players into bad positions, and then they're young. This is a young defense. I mean, a lot of rookies out there. You know, it's a young defense. You know, we got rookie corners. I mean, rookies all over. So, I mean, you know, the rookie D linemen. I mean, it's a young or second-year starters or third-year starters. I mean, we're a young defense, and so guys have to buy into the system. They've got to execute the right way. Lucas Van Ness got a sack. It was nice to see that. Gary brought the heat. You know, Clark brought the heat. And, I mean, we looked very good against Dallas, and that's pretty impressive. And the 32, don't let that fool you. We really only gave up 16 points, if anything. Most of it was garbage time points. We were playing very, very soft. We didn't want to hurt ourselves. But anyways, now that I'm super impressed, I'm impressed with everybody. I love what this team is doing. Let's keep it going against the San Francisco 49ers, who It gives me PTSD to play them, but so I was watching Jackson Kruger Sports, and this is where I've got all my strategies from. I watched film. Jackson Kruger actually does a lot of film breakdowns, so it's really cool. I recommend you check it out, but this is where I came up with our defensive and offensive game strategies versus the 49ers. We got some keys and more. So starting with the defense, I'm going to read it as I wrote it, top to bottom, next page, top to bottom. It's going to get a little boring here. This is the boring part. But really, this game, we are 9.5-point underdogs. It's not looking good. Everybody's doubting us again. We're at their home, so a lot of it makes sense. But if we want to win, all of it, it's all really going to come down to defense. So some keys I was writing. We need a pass rush on pass plays. If we can get Purdy to go outside, that's where he gets uncomfortable. He doesn't like to, he doesn't really like to do stuff like that. He likes to just stay in the pocket. He's like a Tom Brady, staying in the pocket, making things happen. Once he gets outside, that's his weakness. He's not that quick. And if we can get him to hold on to the ball, I think we have a really good chance at winning, is what Jackson Kruger said. We need to stack the box when they run. And those runs are going to be coming. Matt LaFleur is out of the Shanahan tree, so expect a lot of movement. Expect a lot of movement. Expect some play actions. Expect fast play, fast tempo. That's the Shanahan, and that's what Matt LaFleur and Shanahan do. So I got some PFF stats here. So San Francisco compared to Green Bay. So San Francisco pass is 9th compared to Green Bay's 16th in coverage. They're San Francisco's number 1 in receiving. San Francisco is 26th in pass blocking. So this is the one I circled. We are 17th in pass rushing. Now they're number 1 in run blocking, and we're 17th in run D. And they're number 3 in the run, and we're basically a middle-of-the-road defense. So this could be going by positions or whatever, but basically this is the rankings, and I think something we can definitely take advantage of is that pass block to pass rush matchup. We have to take advantage of it. There's no other way. You got to take advantage of that. If there's a weakness that we have found, it is their pass blocking. It is horrendous, apparently. So, like I said, Shanahan runs tons of motions. We need to stay in position in zone coverage. We might want to run some man/man blitzes and maybe even zone blitzes. You don't want Purdy getting comfortable out here. You don't. So we were watching some film. He's breaking out some film against the Eagles. Something that gives me a little bit of promise when running zone is that our linebackers are better than the Eagles. So I think it just comes down to staying in position. And we also need to make tackles. I will say it again. Need to make tackles. You have to make tackles in the open space. You just got to do it. Something that Vita Vea said about this team is they make the small guys tackle and the big guys run. So we don't want to put our small guys in position. We want to tackle them with the big guys. We don't want those small guys tackling because they're going to get steamrolled. So we also, Jackson Kruger broke down some film. Apparently the Lions are running a similar scheme and the Packers beat them. So that gives us a little bit of hope that we can compete and contend with the 49ers. Although the 49ers have better players, that still gives us a little bit of hope. We just got to be physical, slow them down. Joe Barry, like I said, likes to mix it up. We got to mix it up. We can't keep running the same things. We got to mix it up, whether it's zone blitzes, man coverage, zone coverage. Just mix it up. Get them off their feet. Get Purdy off his game. Pressure him. Don't make him comfortable. These are the notes that I wrote and took away from the Jackson Kruger Sports video. So, these are the notes that I took away. Purdy, can make stuff happen if the play breaks down. That's one of his real assets he brings to the Niners. You want to keep it in Purdy's hands when this happens. Make him run. So when we keep it in Purdy's hands, you want to make him run because that's where he is the weakest. Moving on to the backside. Catch you on the flip side. Something that the Lions should have done. If we blitz Purdy, Goff doesn't like take that deep shot, but Purdy might take that deep shot. So we either going to have to hit him in time, or we're going to have to win that deep shot battle. Purdy can try to make something else happen, like run, but this is a win for us. Like I said, if he doesn't have that deep shot when we're blitzing him, he's going to try to make something happen and run. It's not going to end up well. We need certain plays to get Purdy to hold on to the ball. You don't want him releasing that ball. You want to have either excellent coverage or just good blitzing. Like I said, I wrote after that, whether it's zone blitzes or extra defensive backs in the zone coverage. We got to mix it up. We got to get him to hold that ball. You don't want him throwing that ball. You want him to get uncomfortable. And one of the biggest things I saw, this was kind of the theme of our whole strategies. We need turnovers, and we need to start earlier in the game than later. Because this thing can get out of hand. Knowing the 49ers, they're not going to give it to you. They're going to play hard, physical, fast, strong. They're at home. You got to start. You got to start off right earlier, and you got to keep the momentum on your side. But we need turnovers. Their points per drive is an outstanding 2.89. Green Bay's defense is 2.07 points per drive. That's not good. So the only way that I see us having a complete game against San Francisco and having a good game is getting turnovers, mixing it up in coverage, let Purdy hold on to the ball, and make him try to run. Just making him do things that he normally doesn't do and doesn't like to do. But basically, we need to get turnovers. We need to play fast. We need to play strong, and we need to start off right early in the game. Now, the Packers' offensive strategy. So, it's not looking good for us because the San Francisco defense is great. Just to give you some Pro Football Focus stats on positions, our pass is 4th compared to San Francisco's. They're ranked 3rd in coverage. Our receiving is 6th. Our pass blocking is 7th compared to a pass rush ranked 3rd. Our run blocking is 21st. Their run defense is 10th. And then our run is 10th. But the thing is, we're probably not going to be able to run the ball on them at all. We're probably going to have to do a lot of pass plays. Bears like to use a similar zone scheme to the 49ers. So usually the 49ers are going to do a lot of cover 3 zones. We have to game plan around this. There's no doubt about it. This is all from Jackson Kruger Sports, by the way. So key guys on both sides. Reed is 36. Wicks is 22nd. These are the PFF rankings, by the way. Pro Football Focus rankings for position players. Doubs is 43rd. Kraft is 34th. And Musgrave is 24th. DeAndre Leonard is 29th. Ambry Thomas is 34th. Charvarius Ward is as an outstanding 8th. And that's the cornerbacks there. Isaiah Oliver, 51st. Tashawn Gibson, 19th. And Jalaire Brown, 13th. Those are the safeties. So really what we're going to have to do, we might have to attack the slot with Reed. And we also don't have receivers that are just going to go out and win it. We got to just utilize our receivers and put them in good positions and make good throws. And we're going to win this game. Now, a pattern that was found by Jackson Kruger Sports with the 49ers is on first downs, they like to run zone. Second downs, they like to run man. What did I write? I think first and second down is zone, and then third down is man. And that's what the 49ers do. So they're going to be running a lot of zone, and then those third downs, they usually like to run man, but it probably depends on the yardage and stuff too. But that's kind of their pattern: first and second down zone, third down man, and that's what the 49ers like to do. So we're going to have to game plan around that. So how can we beat them? Well, third down, there's a play that we attacked the Bears with. They were running that man on third down, similar to how 49ers run third down man. And we had everyone blocking, and then we had Jones cutting in, like running a slant, and that beat the man coverage. That's just a specific play that could beat it. There's other plays that you can beat man coverage with. Like maybe you can make Wicks run a quick out route and get a first down, or Wicks, why'd I call him Quicks? Wicks run a quick out route. But the 49ers, we watched some of that Ravens game too. The 49ers covered well in that Ravens game. So something that Jackson pointed out was Jordan might have to just do what Lamar did and just extend the play and run. So he might be having to do a lot of running this game, which is something Jordan doesn't usually do, but he can do it. But it's not really his forte, but if he's going to have to, he's going to have to get out there and run. Love is going to take chances, but Love's going to have to be careful because if he's taking chances, you got to make sure they're open, because this 49ers team, it's full of ball hawks. They're going to pick that ball off, no doubt, if it's not a good throw. Green Bay's offense points per drive is 2.19, and San Francisco Niners points per drive, at least with their defense, is 1.73. We're going to just have to be pass heavy against the Niners. There's no way around that. There's no way around it. So basically those are the defensive strategies. I mean, defense strategy, to summarize, you're going to have to force turnovers, make Purdy uncomfortable, make Purdy hold on to the ball, and make him try to run it. Don't let him get these guys open. Don't let those guys open. Come at him hard, fast, quick. Mix it up with zone blitzes and man blitzes and zone coverage and man coverage. Keep him guessing. Don't make it easy for him. Have a balanced mixture of man and zone in this game for sure. But you might want to lean more towards zone, but it just all depends. Maybe you want to lean more towards man. It's just what they're giving you, and maybe what you think will work out more. But definitely you want to blitz. I would say you definitely want to blitz a lot. If you can blitz, because you do not want Purdy getting comfortable. You don't want him having all that time and whatever. And like I was pointing back to that pass blocking, it's not very good. So if we blitz a lot, it shouldn't be able to hold up as long as our guys can get there and we can make things happen. So that's one of, and then we also need turnovers bad. So, one of the weaknesses that we found with 49ers, pass blocking stinks. We need turnovers, and we're going to need a lot of them early. And, because I don't see this team, like Jackson Kruger said, they're not going to be making a bunch of 3-and-out stops or whatever. You got to get turnovers on this team. You got to play fast, hungry, sharp, and just being ready for the moment. So, it is what it is. But, that's the defensive strategy, covering everybody, being ready to make a play, just being fast, hungry. I think that's the defense strategy, and just, making tackles, keeping the receivers in front of you, covering well. It's just basic stuff that you're just going to have to do. Offensively, we're going to have to be pass heavy. We're not going to be running against them. Love might have to extend some plays like Lamar did. And definitely just be extra careful when you're making those crazy throws. Because this 49ers defense doesn't mess around. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. There's not much more I have. My final score prediction. Haven't really thought about it. I'm thinking it could be... we'll go... 34-31. If I think it's going to be like this shootout, 34-31 Green Bay. If it is a blowout, it's going to be in San Fran's favor. We're not blowing this team out. If it's a blowout, it's going to San Francisco. I think it would be like 38 to like 10 or something. Something crazy. 38 to 17 or something. But that's if it's a blowout. If it's a close game, 34-31 Green Bay, I think we can escape. I think we can beat them. It's just we're going to have to play our A game. We're going to have to play our best game. We have to be perfect. No mistakes like we did in Dallas. No mistakes at all. Being perfect right from the jump. We're going to have to play them hard, fast, strong, and we're going to have to be hungry about it. But anyways, yeah, that's my final score predictions. 34-31 if it's a close game. Green Bay's got it 34-31. If it's a blowout, 38-17 San Francisco. Anyways, that's going to do it. I believe we can win. Just got to play our best game. Got to play our A game. And as always, go Pack Go. And this has been Brendan's Packer Talk and more. Peace out.